Wonderful, wonderful morning.
Yes.
Robert Earl Dean, we are so excited that we are at this moment again in our program that we
Yes.
have a great interview coming our way. Who do we have with us today, Robert Earl?
I've known this young lady pretty much all of my life. We grew up together in the same ministry. And I remember her talking to me in rehearsal. She turned to me and told me that she had aspirations and dreams to do her own clothing line, boutique. And I told her, I said, go for it. And we are about 3 years out, 4 years out, and she has done just that. We have boutique owner and also stylist, Miss Kristi Hines Baker. Good morning, sis. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are
Good morning,
you?
good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear
we
you
can
now.
hear you.
How are you, sis?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We are blessed. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show with Dr. LT and Robert Earl
Yes.
Dean. Yes. Now, sis, tell us about your company. We have people on here, viewers and listeners, that want to know who Christy Love Collections is and what it's about.
Okay. Okay. So I started just as you stated. It was a dream of mine
Hmm.
all of my life, of course. I've always loved fashion. I've always loved to dress well, all of those things. I think I passed down from my mom. It's just a favorite thing to do.
Hmm.
I've been plus size, heavy all of my life. So
But
therefore,
beautiful.
well, thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's hard for plus size women to kind of like find things that are in style and fashion. They kind of want to date you
Hmm.
when you're on the larger side. So it's always been a dream to have something for plus size women, that we can just go and choose and it's already, right instead
Right.
of having like to fix. So I've been dreaming, 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 and finally stepped out on faith and just started. Sometimes you can let fear hold you up because
Yes.
if you fear, it'll cripple you. And so I've been in there 4 years. I'm excited.
Yes, you know what? It's funny you said that because Yolanda Adams talks about how it was hard to find clothes that fit her because she's tall. So tall
Yeah,
women go through some of the same things that our more full figure voluptuous women go through.
that's true. That is very true. I even get plus size women that are tall and like, oh my God, I love your items because they're, longer. So when I get items in, sometimes the shorter people are like, well, why are they so, they're so tall? Well, you're able to, cut them to you to accommodate,
Right.
what it is. So we do tend to go longer because you're right. Taller people have problems also.
So let me ask you this question. In starting in the field, where did you bring your product in at? And are your product custom, or have you just got a great connection and you're making it do what it do?
Yes. So my product is not custom. It is there. So okay. So there's levels to this, of course.
Hmm.
So I started out with vendors. Now, when you first start out, you don't really know where to go, how to do it.
Hmm.
You don't want to get items. I want quality merchandise.
Right.
You want things. I'm selling my audience to be just 100% real. Is big girls. So you don't want them, in merchandise that you move one arm and it's split. Different things like that.
Right.
So you kind of like got to learn the field. Initially I just got out there and just started asking questions. And what I found is sometimes people are willing to help and sometimes people are not. So I vow that anybody have any that is aspiring to do anything like boutique wise or anything,
Hmm.
that I will always be helpful because it wasn't always easy. But now, of course, yes, I have vendors that even know me like, oh my God, you're going to love this. They're texting me all day, that kind of thing. So I have vendors that do that. And of course, the level I was talking about. Now I have a couple of items that are in stock that I've done myself. So they're Christy Love exclusives.
Good for you. And you know what? I,
Yes.
I would say that I'm most proud of your faith because I remember in rehearsal, you turned around and you told me, and I believed you
Yes.
because one thing about you, you've always done what you said you were going to do. And
Yes.
I think you inspire other people by your step of faith because it had to be faith for you to leave your established job. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes. Yes, Lord. So I was a manager at SDG&E. I
Yes.
had been there 19 years. And I kind of had went all over. So I started at SDG&E. I lived, in Midway. So
Mm-hmm.
I went to SoCal Gas, different things like that, back and forth. And of course, God showed me favor in all of that. I promoted and promoted and promoted to where I needed to be. So as you and Kelsey know, I lost a son.
Yes.
And after losing my son, it was like, what am I doing? Like, so life is so short, and in the blink of an eye, things can be switched up, and you're
Yes.
like upside down, and you're like, you don't know what to do. And so, yes, my faith has to be number one, because it's only through him that I am still in my right mind after losing my son. So
Oh,
it was
yes.
like, okay, these are things that, him and I talked about, me and my husband talked about,
Right.
like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? So for 3 years, I pressed through and tried to still make it to work and, do these things. And it just wasn't happening for me. So I said, you know what, God, I can't do it anymore. So, after working, of course, 20 years in a Fortune 500 company, you have resources. And I said, you know what, I'm going to take my resources and I'm going to trust God. And, oh, my God, you're talking about faith over fear, because fear will cripple you and you won't take that step. But since then, I have reopened another building during a pandemic.
Yes.
And, oh, my God, is it flourishing? And I'm really, really grateful to him, because he never forgets his promise.
Never. Never, never, never. And those that are listening, this is important, and that's why we wanted her on the show. We didn't want to focus on just singers and musicians. This show is a show that's resourceful, and we're educational. And
Yeah.
this lady right here is providing some wonderful things in accessories and clothes. And it's important
Yeah.
because in this industry, look at Tamala Mann. She's a perfect example. Even before she
Yeah.
went on the Weight Watchers loss, she was full figure,
Right.
but she was always together.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of the things
I
that
love her.
One of the things that our audience is asking for those that are out of town, how can they tap in or get your resources? How do they get to you if they're not in the city of San Diego? Do you have a website? How does that go?
Yes. Yes, I do. So I have a website. It is kluv.connection.com, and I'm going to spell it because it's not the regular. It's KLUV as in Victor S connection.com.
Okay, I want you to,
KLoveconnection.com.
I'm
I
putting it
want
up.
you, I
I'm
want you
putting it
to
up.
do it again, but give it when you spell it, give it like an apple or a V or whatever, so that they can get that one more time.
Okay, so KLUV as in Victor, S, C as in cat, O, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy, E, C, T as in Tom, ION. Connection.com.
Alrighty. We want to make sure that people got that, because people want to flood your site and get some of your great accessories. Now let's talk about you opening up the boutique. But even before the boutique, I believe that you were styling. Can you talk a little bit about your styling and your clientele?
Yeah, so I have, well, of course, I'm based in San Diego, California. So with that being said, and I'm in the, of course, church world. I'm a church baby, Pastor PK, all of that stuff. So, I have a lot of friends and family that I know, born and raised in San Diego. So I have styled some, like, pastors' wives,
Right.
different things like that. Some of the singers, pastors that are, women pastors, stuff like that. So I've done some things with them. Lady Rose from the fabulous Deliverance in the Desert conference and all of that. We built such a wonderful relationship. And, you get to where you know your clients and your customers. She is on the smaller side, so she was kind of difficult for me, because I can look at a big woman and be like, okay, this is size, this is that. So, but you challenge yourself. So I am grateful for that. That has been a great success. And people trust you. I like the relationship with them, because they tend to trust you, and they're like, if you think this is right, I'm going with it. Sometimes they're out of their comfort zone, but you kind of like, it's like with anything. You
Right.
work with them,
Mm-hmm.
they you build that rapport and that relationship with them to where now, she'll call and be like, I have these many outfits, this many engagements, and let's see what we can do. So, you build that up. The client trusts you. You, you have to look at figure, shape,
Mm-hmm.
all of those types of things, and you want them to be comfortable in the merchandise also. One thing that I used to see in fashion is sometimes you kind of get critical. We get the critical eye, right? And you're like, why do they wear that all the time?
Yes.
Like a movie star
Yes.
or a gospel artist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pamela Mann, for example, like you spoke of, tends to wear the body cons, the tighter things, because
Right.
her shape is, she has a beautiful shape, regardless of what size she is.
Right.
She has a beautiful shape, right? So you tend to think, why do they keep wearing that type of thing? It's because it's what they're comfortable in. So
Right.
sometimes the stylist is limited to, you got to get them where they're comfortable because they're performing or they're speaking or they're doing something. So you
Right.
want them in clothes that make them comfortable yet beautiful.
Right.
So I love the styling part because of the relationship. I'm a people person,
Mm-hmm.
and as y'all can see, I can talk. So
Yes.
I'm going to be quiet unless y'all ask the question.
But you know what, too, sis? You forgot to tell them that you styled the Nails choir, who was one of
Oh,
the
yes.
finalists for
Yes.
America's Got Talent. That's a choir.
Yeah, I did. I did. I do like it. I do like working with choirs because the more, of course, as with anything, the more people and items that you purchase, you can provide a greater discount. So I like that to help our choirs because, of course, born and raised in fulfillment, right?
Yes,
What's
Eddie
the
about your
fulfillment?
fulfillment. Yes, she
We
styled
spent
us.
so much time with uniforms
Yes.
and so much money trying to get them. So I like working with groups, choirs like that, because then I'm able to provide a greater discount and still, I think it's awesome. The pictures are beautiful. And yes, I did help them out. It was an awesome thing. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make it work. So
Right.
shipping and all that kind of stuff and getting it all off, I like that too. So that has been great. And fulfillment, I've provided uniforms for them. Eddie,
Multiple
he
times.
never forgets me.
Right.
That's another person
Right.
who always thinks of me. So I'm
Right.
grateful for every client that I have.
Right.
Well, Sister Love, I want to ask this question
Yes.
for the bigger, robust brothers. Are you ever going to expand? Are you ever going to expand into a men's line?
Oh my God. There are so many men who ask me that, including my husband. But as of now, I have thought about it because, to be honest with you, right before my son passed, we were in the middle of some things for him. So then I thought about bringing that, but
Mhm.
you don't ever know what God, whatever. This is the thing, whatever direction God takes me in, I'm gonna go because I have totally leaned and trusted and depended on Him
Mhm.
in this business, and so if He takes me that route, hey, I'm going that route.
Now, let's talk about your boutiques because that's a
Yes,
whole nother thing. Running a
yes.
business and buildings and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yes, yes. So my boutique is at, for those that are local, 6244 El Cajon Boulevard.
Hmm.
Number 24 is my suite number.
Hmm.
And I have been there. Okay, so obtained the suite and secured it. And then the pandemic hit 1 week later. So I
Wow.
was like, oh my God, what do I do?
Right.
So, of course, you're nervous, right? All this kind of stuff.
Yes.
And as I left my job in August of last year. So
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, I quit my job. What am I going to do?
Right.
First, I was a wreck. And you know what? He said, I told you to leave. You didn't leave on your own, so why are you nervous?
Come
And
on.
so I put my hands to work, and you revamp, right? You
Yes.
change things up. I started online blasting, all of that kind of stuff. I mean, and it seemed like the business grew in the pandemic. So here comes March, March, April, May, and all of that. I'm like, you know what? I'm opening when they released everything, and so I started. Of course, you got to work on the building and make it like you want it. 'Cause
Right.
boutique, I want it to be great.
Hmm.
So I did all of that and got it right. And of course, with the CDC rules and all that kind of stuff,
Hmm.
people come in and we're cleaning and all that stuff, keeping it like that. But it has been really, really great for me. I My clientele has increased. I'm in a location where there's a lot of traffic, so there's walk-ins. There are a lot of Black-owned businesses there, so that support has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, all of my regulars, the customers, all that has been awesome. So it has been really, really great. I've been networking, everything. So I'm enjoying the journey right now.
One of the things that I've noticed is that sometimes when you talk boutique, they're kind of like a one-hit wonder. They'll do
Mm-hmm.
either clothing or shoes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But you are a complete fashion place to go that you can go in and come out ready for the award show or for that party or
Yes,
just for church.
Mm-hmm.
If
yes.
there were accessory people or people that would want to have their product distribute with your brand, how would they go about that? And are you open to other product brands coming in?
Yes, I am all about networking, not a problem at all. Of course, if they would, depending on what it is. Okay, so at my boutique, I sell, of course, clothes and all array of clothes from casual to dressy, of the dressy, all the top, all that. And also, I am also as multiple streams of income. I am an independent paparazzi consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So I have jewelry, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
have jewelry that ranges from, exclusive pieces to smaller pieces. But I've had people with products like candles, different things like that, body bath salts,
Mm-hmm.
body butters, all of that kind of stuff. I love networking. So just a simple call to me or stop by the boutique or whatever. I mean, of course, let's talk. And I feel like we are helpers one to another.
Right.
And it wasn't always that for me. So I am always going to be that for somebody because what what we have to realize is that if we can build and help each other and be there for each other, it's going to it's great for everybody all
That's
the way
right.
around.
That's
But
right.
sometimes people get fear that it takes away from me. No, I feel like there's a lane and a space for everyone. God
Yes.
has that for everybody.
Yes.
So if that is the case, then anybody needs anything, I'm there. So just, reach out and what I can do, I will do.
And you know what else I like about you is that you will tell women that they may be in your size, but that's not particularly for your particular
It's
shape.
not for you.
Let's
Oh,
talk.
yes.
Let's talk about
Yes.
that because some people have
Yes.
misconception and preconceived things in their minds. But
Uh-huh.
you, as a professional, you don't just sell them junk or
No.
sell them just anything
Mm-mm.
because they want to wear it. Let's talk about that because that's
No.
important for those women that are listening and viewing right now.
So we all have different shapes and sizes.
Right.
It is what it is. We're made. That's how we're made. We're
Right.
all different individuals. So you got problem areas, especially when you get with bigger women. So some women have a shape where, they have stomach problems or
Right.
they're not comfortable in the abdomen area,
Right.
or some women that are that have shape, they have bigger bottoms, or some people don't like their arms, or some people don't like this,
Hmm.
and so or that. So you you can still have different clothing that still provides. This is important for larger size women, I think, and that is sometimes we don't always feel beautiful. We don't always feel pretty because of, or we don't always feel like, that sometimes the clothing doesn't make it because sometimes they make clothing they think that the bigger the item, the
Hmm.
better.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true because then you get a muumuu and that's not cute,
Right.
right? If you just got on the sheet, that's
Right.
not cute.
Right.
If you got on something that's floral because you don't want to get us a nice print, or something like that, we start looking like couch covers. No, thank you. That's
Right.
not what we want. Or
Correct.
curtains. That's not what we want.
Right.
So we tend to kind of like what we used to say in the voices all the time. Work your rank. Work what's good for you. You
Yes.
know what I mean? You got beautiful legs, that woman could wear something shorter. Or you got some women that are maybe heavy on the bottom and not on the top. So they can tend to do something with it, their back out or something like that because
Mhm.
the bottom is their problem area.
Right.
So I say don't be scared and fearful. Try out different things to see what is good, but always remain classy. I always say sassy and classy because a little spice in the outfit, there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta, and I don't have a problem in saying, you know what, this might work better for you. of course, I always try to use tact. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right.
I'm not saying that,
Hmm.
but you want to make sure that it works for that person
Right.
because they need to be, like I always say, you got to be comfortable and they got to be feel confident. Confidence is everything. And if you got them in something that's they rocking real well and they showing that body part that's great that they
Hmm.
love,
Hmm.
then they're going to have that confidence within and it's going to come out on the outside.
Okay, I'm going to give you a virtual styling opportunity right now, a
Hmm.
celebrity virtual styling. Two people walk into the boutique. One is Tyra
Hmm.
Banks, and the other one is Lizzo. Tell me what you would put them in.
Mm. Okay, Lizzo is already super confident,
Right.
and so we would go. Okay, where are we going?
We're going to the next award show.
The next award show.
But, but,
Okay.
but, but wait a minute. But
Um.
it's
Yeah.
actually the NAACP Image Awards.
Okay, that's a good one.
Okay. NAACP Image Awards. Okay. So then we need to remain classy at this event, right?
Yes.
Um. So of course a gown. Floor length. I think floor length gowns for both of them,
Hmm.
for Tyra and Lizzo. Lizzo is, of course, like I said, confident and free. I would have something off the shoulder for Lizzo. Also, she is shapely already. So, of course, shapewear is important. Something that keeps her in tight, something that's not going to, she could do a bodycon gown that's floor length, or we could even go something that's tight in the breast area,
Hmm.
but then flows with Lizzo. We can do either one with a high split because she has beautiful legs. That's what I would do with Lizzo. With Tyra, oh my God. I think something with a high collar because she's taller. Something that comes like I'm trying to give it you to explain it by words, like the Victorian style,
Uh-huh.
where something goes,
Yes.
in the collar, high neck,
Hmm.
and then of course just fit it all the way down
Right.
with maybe like a fish tail at the bottom, like a mermaid style for
Yes.
Tyra.
Yes.
So,
That would be my vision.
That was good, sis.
so that's very good. But you said something about shapewear. Can you talk about the importance of the undergarments for women, plus size women?
Yes. Yes, it's very important. And I don't, I've had, okay, so I have what we, my store, of course, is Kristi Love Connection, and I have the Love Models. These are ladies, a group of ladies that have followed me and been with me since day one in
Right.
shows, different shows and fashion
Hmm.
shows. And
Hmm.
I always talk about it to them. Shapewear is very important. It doesn't do anything but enhance the clothing. It doesn't do anything but it doesn't harm you. Some people are like, well, I don't know where to buy it, or I don't know, this, that, and the other, or it's uncomfortable. And you know what? Sometimes it's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
pain to make us look good for, what we're doing.
Right.
Of course, every day where you may not, do that, but especially for events and different things like that. My mother used to call it a foundation, and that's exactly what it is. I still call it that
Hmm.
because what it does is sets the foundation for the complete outfit. So I have K-Love shapewear. Now, this shapewear is no joke. This shapewear is, we get you in it, but it has compression materials in it so that it forms to the body, and it just enhances everything. I have them where they go up the back, where it can pull in if you have the back bag, all of that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
I have just the bottom, where if you just have the trouble area in the bottom. So, ladies, let's not be afraid of shapewear. Let's put this on so that it just smooths out the outfits and it takes the outfit to the next level. Don't be
Now,
afraid of it.
That's
now
good,
that's good
sis.
advice. One thing there's a Shauna D asks, has she ever considered adding an inspiring stylist from the LA area to help bridge the LA gospel artists who need styling?
Again, networking is up my alley. If somebody reaches out, I am all in for it. Not a problem at all.
Sis, didn't you do something with Gugu at the Stella Awards or something? That's Mary's
So
sister
I
who's a
was,
stylist. Everybody that don't know.
yes, I was a part of her glam suite. So
Right.
she does a glam suite at the Stellar Awards,
Hmm.
and I was a part of her glam suite. So there were some. When you do that, you at the sellers, you're selling your merchandise there, right? So people are able to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was the focus. But I did not know is that she also will choose pieces out of your collections that you have brought with you. She'll choose pieces. So she was on the red carpet that year, and she wore like a police type outfit as like the fashion police for the sellers,
Mm-hmm.
and she wore my skirt and one of my skirts out of my collection like that.
Wow.
So I didn't actually style her. She chooses the pieces,
Right.
but it was still awesome. It was an awesome experience, and that's another thing. As a boutique owner, fashion stylist, whichever one, however which way you go in fashion or whatever, you can't be afraid to do things. You got to step out, and that was uncomfortable because you're around people, you're selling your merchandise, you're doing this. It was like really like a busy time period. But don't be afraid. Just open up. When God opens up the door, go through it.
And I think it's important, those that are listening and those that are in choirs, those that are in groups, those that are as solo artists or whatever. If you're a full figure or a larger woman, it's important because visual and image is
Yeah.
everything, even in gospel.
Yeah.
Image is everything. Gospel, like I tell you guys, is owned by mostly non Christian people. So people
Mm-hmm.
look and they interpret you by what they see. And we need a person like a Kristi Love. So those of you that are listening that do photo shoots, that are going to do events, Kristi Love is the person that you should contact. You have to get out your natural environment of just doing things on your own. Sometimes you need professional people. I have a stylist as well, and we all need them
Yes.
because they can see things that you can't particularly see.
So,
Yes.
Miss Christy Love, I have a question for you. You have done an amazing job in the 4 years that
Yes.
you have launched off, and it was the launching of your boutique. But we know that you had been doing things long before
Hmm.
the launch of your boutique. But can you tell us a little bit about who is your support system that has helped you through the journey?
So I have a wonderful, blessed family.
Hmm.
My husband has been every step of the way. And to be real honest, I think in the beginning he was like, "Oh my God, what is she talking about? What is she doing?" But now he is like, of course, all like do this or do that. He even has ideas. So every time I think it's awesome and great. I have my children. I have a blended family, so I have 6 children, and of course my son that passed, Demetrius. He was I don't know how to explain. Those with children will probably understand. So children, you take care of children all their lives, right? And then they grow up
Hmm.
and then they start having ideas. And I'm like, wait, that sounds kind of right. So, I learned a lot from them, my adult children, especially in this age of social media, different things like that. They helped me out a lot. My
Hmm.
daughter is here and still helps me out with that. So I'm growing in that area. I have the love models who have been there because guess what? A dress on a hanger, especially a plus size dress on a hanger, does not look good. So all the different women, all my women that are in my life that say, "Come on, I'll come and I'll model the clothes for you." I mean, that is awesome because their bodies and how it looks on them is what's selling my merchandise.
Right.
I do a little bit of my modeling, but I would rather just dress them, look in the background. But, sometimes you got to step out because people want to see you in the items.
Right.
And so that support system, it's about 10 of them that just rock with me, just go everywhere with me. Anything I need, they're always there.
Right.
And I just can't thank them enough. And then I have some VIP customers that, oh my God, like weekly, like just what you got new and this, that, and the other. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, I get amazed by the fact that I have that support system. I cannot thank, like I said, Eddie Balltrip enough. He's always got me in the forefront of
Hmm.
everything that
Hmm.
he does and never hesitates to recommend me. So I have so many people that always think of me.
Right.
And I'm so grateful that that they even do because people don't have to think of me.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like I have a great support system on my team, just like always there. And so, and of course, God is just amazing. So,
Yes.
yes.
I must say that we are so honored to have you on here, and we've known each other for years. We're like brother and sister, and I am one of your
Yes.
biggest cheerleaders. I refer people to you. I let people know
Yes.
about you because I think it's important. Like you said, we all need each other,
Mhm.
and you're a gift to people. What you do, it takes a special person to do it, and I believe that God called you to do what you do, and that's why we have an obligation. I feel to push people like
Yes.
you, to push people like LT who does what he do. Everybody has a
Yes.
calling and a purpose by God, and we
Mhm.
want God to continue to bless you. I pray that God will make you a millionaire, that He will supply
Thank you.
everything you need,
Yes.
that you will get people like Tamala Man calling you for stuff, and
Yes.
Monique and all the various full figure models, actresses,
Yes.
TV personalities, because God wants to put His people in the forefront, and that's what I believe.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, Sister Kristi Love, we are so excited to have you here. We want to continue to support your business and your vision
Yes.
for all those people that are looking to get connected with this extraordinary woman of God
Yes.
with a vision that is none compared, that took a leap of faith, and that is a testimony, taking a leap of faith, leaving a Fortune 500 company
Yes.
after 20 years
Yes.
and going out
Yes.
fresh start and doing her thing, for knowing that God, if God before you, He's more than the
Yes,
world
sir.
against
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yes.
You need to check her out.
Yes.
Go to KLUVSCONNECTION.com. That is KLoveConnection.com. We
Yes.
want to make sure that you check her out. Miss Kristi, can you give them your
Yes.
contact number? Because so many people are asking questions and wanting to connect with you. Because not only is
Yes.
she for the full-figured woman, but for the tall women
Yes.
that need
Yeah.
also design too.
Yes.
Can you share your
Yes.
contact number?
Yes. My business line is 619-408-3004.
Say that again for us.
619-408-3004.
And let me say this to everyone: when the train is moving,
Yes, sir.
and things are going well, the train is not looking to get any dead weight on it, but they want people that are moving too. So
Yes.
if you have a vision or a product or something that you think can add to this great train that is moving very, very
Yes.
fast,
Yes.
that's when you call. But if you are trying just to get on for the ride, we're going to ask that you pray and go another way. Can I get an amen about that?
Amen. And I'm telling you,
Amen.
you artists that are looking for different photo shoots, different events, she is your lady. You don't have to stress yourself out. You have somebody that's doing that. Learn how to let go and let other people work for you. That's a very important
Yes.
thing because you can't do everything yourself. Nobody can.
No.
Amen, amen. Any final words,
Amen.
my sister?
Any final words, sister?
I am honored and so appreciative that you even thought of me, guys. I really, really am grateful and thankful. And anything you need, please reach out. I will be there.
All right, well, there you have it. That is Kristi Love, the stylist extraordinaire, has her boutique. And
Yes.
the boutique is located at what address?
6244 El Cajon Boulevard, number 24 is my suite number.
Do it again for us, sister.
6244 El Cajon Boulevard, suite 24.
Right. And she'll be on my TV show soon, the Robert Earl Dean Report, and she'll have some of
Oh,
her models.
okay.
Yes, we're working on a show that will be
Yes.
syndicated, praise the Lord. And we definitely want you to come back
Okay.
with your models.
Well, well,
Yes,
well.
let's do it.
Well, as she said that she was a fulfillment baby. She grew up in
Yes.
fulfillment. She styled fulfillment.
Yes.
So we might as well listen to a little bit of fulfillment.
And her sister
This
is the Marva Hines, who wrote Make Me Better Lord,
Yes.
Grammy nominated
Yes.
song with James Cleveland and the James Cleveland Southern California Community Choir. I just had to say that.
All right.
Okay.
Let's listen to this song by Voices, Eddie Balchup and Fulfillment. This is I Receive It right here on GODRadio1.com.
Amen.